And I think at the European level, helping Ireland to have this TTF and helping Ireland to have those regas could be a good thing to have a better, stronger EU.
Thierry, welcome back to our studios in Geneva. It's a pleasure to have you back. And today we're going to be looking at the gas markets with a particular focus on Ireland. So can you tell us what is your conclusion on Brexit's impact on the Irish gas markets?
Thank you, Celeste, for having me again. You're absolutely right. I mean, we are a few days before the UK is going to trigger Article 50. And what the consensus think about Ireland today is very easy. People are thinking the business as usual, no change solution is going to be the one that is going to be lasting in Ireland going forward, i.e., the Irish going to buy gas under the Irish Balancing Hub, which is called the IBP, and this hub being linked to the UK one, the NBP.
And could you please elaborate on the Irish options?
So what we think is on top of this option, there are other options, and those other options could be beneficial to the Irish population. One of them is, instead of linking the IBP to the NBP, is to link into the TTF, the Dutch hub. Why? For two reasons. One is the TTF is the most liquid gas market in Europe. And secondly, the TTF is priced in euro, while the NBP is priced in pound. And I remind you that Ireland is a Eurozone economy. So that's the theory. The practice is, if you then think of this, it means that the IBP could be the TTF plus a premium, because you have to push this gas through the UK, as you can see on the map. What we are saying, well, there are other options, and one of them should be for the Irish utilities to try to buy their gas directly from the Norwegian and to use here what is called transit, and to transit this gas via Scotland and the UK. And under the transit rule, which are under the Energy Charter rules, the Irish people could say, well, we want to buy our gas under a TTF, and Norway should allow this to happen, and then there will be some negotiation about who pays for the transit fee.
Okay, and so what about the United Kingdom, the European Union and Norway then?
So yes, back to my transit fee from in the UK that either Norway or Ireland will have to pay. Well, if you're Norway, you could be tempted to have two segmented markets. I mean, one will be the UK pricing its gas and paying its gas in pound, and all the others, which will be European markets, pricing in euros. So there could be some kind of advantage. And remember, the UK being out of the EU, I mean, there won't be any kind of rule indicating that markets cannot be segmented for Norway. So that's the advantage for Norway. For the UK, I mean, UK can use the kind of transit we were mentioning for if they want to buy gas from pipe producers further away and transit it through the EU, but it's going to be a bit of a difficult element. Finally, for Europe, I think you know that we went through the birthday of Europe, for the 60th birthday of Europe, and then we have to see what we want to do once we have Ireland that is now to be a bit out of the continental side. I mean, Ireland was connected to the EU thanks to the UK. We now are going to have a third country in the middle, the UK. And I think at the European level, helping Ireland to have this TTF and helping Ireland to have those regas could be a good thing to have a better, stronger EU.
Well, Thierry, thank you so much for coming and speaking with us via Skype on the gas markets.
Thank you, Celeste, for this Skype interview.
That's all from myself and Thierry today. But if you like this interview, there are plenty more on our website, dukascopy.tv.